Hi, this is Daniel from TBLT.de, and this is the brand new Sony Xperia Z tablet, which has been announced on the MWC, also for the US and also for Europe. And I would like to compare it to the new iPad, the iPad 4, and I think we'll start with the form factor. So you can see the difference here. The iPad is wider. It's about an inch wider, I'd say, but the Xperia Tablet Z is, of course, higher right here, because the form factor is different. We've got a 4 to 3 inch display on the iPad, and a 16:9 aspect ratio on the Xperia Tablet Z. Spec-wise, we've got a full HD display on the Xperia Tablet Z. That means 1080 by 1920 pixels is the resolution, and it's laminated. I think it's an IPS2 display or a Super LCD, and it really looks gorgeous. Just you can see the very rich blacks over here, and it's very crisp. You can't see a pixel. The iPad has got 2048 by 1536. If I'm not wrong, if I am wrong, just leave me a comment. But it's not laminated, so you can see it's it's glossy, and all the reflections you can see on the display are not so well. But still, the iPad display is more pixel dense, and it's still one of the best displays you can ever get on a tablet. But I like the Xperia Tablet Z display even more. Okay, so speaking of form factors, you can see the iPad is a bit thicker, because the Xperia Tablet Z is the thinnest tablet around the world, and it's also very light. So the iPad weighs about 650 grams, and this one is just above a pound. So I think it's about 500 grams, and it's very light. I think it's the only tablet I would recommend for one-handed use. So it's really no pain. You get no gorilla arms, holding it. It's just fine. So I really like it. It's so light. If you look at the back, we've got different materials here. The Xperia Tablet Z has got a plastic back cover, which is very well made, so the build quality is outstanding. You can't bend it. This is just a very nice design. You can no scratches here. Although it's plastic, it feels very nice. But of course, the iPad with the aluminum design is even more beautiful. You've got this aluminum unibody design. It feels very well in your hand. Very good build quality. Of course, better, but it's also heavier. About 150 grams, which is a lot. So you can't hold it in one hand. It's not very comfortable. Spec-wise, we've got a dual-core Cortex A15 processor in the Xperia, in the iPad 4, and we've got a quad-core Qualcomm APQ 8064 processor with 1.5 gigahertz, and the Xperia Tablet Z, which is very snappy, 2 gigs of RAM, and Jelly Bean on this just flies. So we've got Jelly Bean version 4.1.2 pre-installed, but it will be updated in the next months to 4.2. So price-wise, we've got the Xperia Tablet Z, which starts 16 gigs at $499, and the same as the iPad, but the main difference is you've got an IR port here, infrared port, so you can control your TV, and you can expand the memory with micro SD cards, so you don't have to pay a lot of money for a 32 or 64 gigabytes version. So that's an advantage, definitely. So in the end, it's definitely cheaper. So if you like watching movies, the 16:9 aspect ratio on the Xperia Tablet Z is definitely better. If you like the app ecosystem on the iPad, which is the best in my opinion, the iPad is the way to go. But I think the user should decide, and that's why you should leave a comment right below this video and say me if you've got a voucher or Yeah, for 500 bucks. Which one would you take? The iPad 4 16 gigs or the Sony Xperia Tablet Z? I'd like to know that. Yeah, so this was a quick comparison. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up so I'll know it. And of course, subscribe to the channel because there's more coverage on the Xperia Tablet Z coming. Yeah, so quick comparison between the Xperia Tablet Z and the iPad on the Xperia mobile press dinner here at MWC in Barcelona. So, I'm Daniel from TBLT.de.